You've been a consistent name at the top of the leaderboards in the Minnesota section, including strong finishes at the section professional championship at places like, well, that was in Bemidji. What does qualifying and competing in the PGA Pro Champ mean to you personally and for your career as a PGA Pro?
Well, I think it's personally, it's something that I've been shooting for a long time. I think this is up in Bemidji was maybe my third or fourth section championship since I got my Class A, and I was an alternate for the National Club Pro the last 2 years, and didn't get in. So this time it's always kind of like, the top thing that we're shooting for every year, especially kind of getting into the fall of like, all right, this could make the end of our season a lot better, right? It's both for Player of the Year points in the section and just the National PGA Pro is kind of the biggest event that we can play in as club pros, other than obviously qualifying for the PGA Championship, which is the big goal. So definitely something that is always kind of front of mind. And then when we got up to Bemidji, everybody was kind of talking like, hey, this is like a really cool one to qualify for because it's out at Bandon, and I've never been there before. So that'll be a really cool first way to experience Bandon, which I'm very excited for. So, and then for just like, maybe the long term as far as career goes, the more national club pros you compete in, the more, you get your name out there as one of the better players in the section or the country or whatever is when it comes to what we do. So all positive things, but definitely was good to get the monkey off the back, having been an alternate the previous 2 years and then now getting in. So,
are there any specific parts of your game that you've been grinding on to get ready for the Pro Champ?
Definitely. So the winter's interesting, and having the PGA Professional Championship in April is tough for northern pros, right? Because it's, basically like, hey, here's essentially the biggest event of the year, and it's your first one of the year, right? So like, I don't, there's some guys that'll go down to Florida for the entire winter. My parents live in the Jacksonville area, so that's an easy way for me to sneak away for a weekend or something, but have been very busy teaching up in the simulators up all winter here. So, my trips away are 3-4 days. So trying to maximize like, hey, when I do get to be on grass in the wintertime, really trying to soak that opportunity up and kind of grind on my game and let that inform what I need to work on up in the simulators when I'm just hitting balls over the winter. But specific parts of the game, for me, it's always just kind of maintaining, keeping the putter working. Love-hate relationship with my putter sometimes. So, but usually hit the ball pretty well. Haven't really tried to overhaul anything this winter, just kind of make everything a little bit better. From, the guys that I've talked to that have been out to Bandon, it's completely weather dependent. So if it's calm and sunny, it may not play that difficult, but if it's cold and blowing and raining, everything gets thrown out the window and you just got to go survive. So I don't know that there's anything necessarily that I've been working on specifically, but just trying to make all parts of my game just a little bit better or have it not feel so rusty when we get out on grass next month. So,
what is your favorite club in the bag right now?
Probably my driver. Usually drive the ball pretty well. So
there we go.
Yeah.
All right. And then besides your home course and playing here and working here, what is your favorite course to play in Minnesota? It could be private, public, doesn't matter.
Probably my favorite course to play in Minnesota is anytime I can go back to the Chaska Town course. Because I grew up on the 15th hole. We lived there. My family lived there for 10, 12 years, something like that. So I've probably gone around that place a couple thousand times. And every time now we get to go back there, it's a little bit nostalgic. But so that's kind of the nostalgic answer. Otherwise, love getting up to Giants Ridge, Wilderness, up at Fortune Bay, couple of those northern courses are pretty cool.
Absolutely. And then So now, not in Minnesota, what is your absolute favorite course in America? Or it could be something that you've played or that you are wanting to play.
Ooh, okay. Favorite course that I've played? That's a really hard one. First, just right off the top that comes to mind, Frederica Golf Club down in St. Simons Island, Georgia. My parents are about 50 minutes south of that now, so I have some access to Sea Island and that area. But Frederica is awesome. One that I would love to play. Gosh, I mean the Augustas and the Pine Valleys. Some of those tippy top ones are up there. But one I would really like to get out to see would be. I would really like to play Shinnecock, where the U.S. Open is this coming year. So Absolutely. I've only been to Long Island one time and haven't explored that much of that area. So would love to get out there.
Okay, so the next one, what is your dream foursome? If you could tee it up with any 3 people, living or dead, who is filling out your group?
Whoa. Probably. Gotta say Tiger, because he's the GOAT. Probably my grandpa, who passed away when I was in 10th grade, I think, and he was kind of the one that got me into golf a little bit. Awesome. And then I was a basketball player before I was a golfer, so I gotta find somebody from the hoops world. Probably Steph. Oh yeah. 'Cause he's like, I didn't play much defense, but I could chuck it. Yeah. And Steph's probably the guy I would pick. But
yeah, his game is insane.
Yeah.
It is crazy to see how he play. And Seth is the same way.
Yeah.
Seth is a beast of
just
a
athletes.
golfer. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what is your go-to pressure shot? If you're on the 18th hole with a one-shot lead, what's the shot that you trust the most?
Just close your eyes and pray. No, maybe not that. I love to, depending on what the hole is, obviously, but if it's all equal, I would probably keep the driver out, just tee it a little bit lower, and just kind of try to hit this lower kind of little fade shot, moves left to right. I try to cut the ball pretty much every shot I hit. I never really want to see it go left. So that's one that's pretty reliable for the most part.
All right, one last one. This is kind of off the top of my head. If you are off the green, let's say you have 40 feet to the hole, are you putting or chipping?
I'm chipping it almost every time.
What club?
56 degree. That's what I do all of my short gaming with 56, unless I'm in a bunker. But awesome. That's the go-to.
Awesome.
But
well, thank you, Bennett. I greatly appreciate this interview.
Of course.
And good luck to you at the Pro Champ.